Discipline. What is it? Why does it even matter? And how do we build it? Because a lot of people talk about it, but honest to God, most of the stuff I see out there is a really stupid idea on how to build discipline. Guys, we're going to dig into this, and that's what we're talking about in this episode of the podcast. So let's get into it. Here's the million-dollar question. How do men like us reach our full potential and grow into the men we dream of being while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? That's the question, and this podcast will help you with those answers. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast. Welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man, husband, and father. A big shout out to Fallible Nation. You guys make this possible. And a warm welcome to our first-time listeners. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Fallible Nation. My name is Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. It's a pretty obvious nomenclature because, let's face it, I don't have all the answers, and neither do you, so I wanted to be upfront about that. Now, discipline in this context is different than discipline that we're all terrified of, okay? We're not talking about being punished for bad things. Discipline has really negative connotations to it, so get that out of your mind for now. That's not what we're talking about today. Discipline in this context, the way you hear people ranting about it on YouTube and other social media platforms, is defined as like this. I actually went to the dictionary to check this out. Training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. That's a mouthful. Our second definition that's similar: to train or develop by instruction and exercise, especially in self-control. Now, see, those aren't terrifying, like we have these negative connotations about discipline. Those are actually like really beneficial things. But why should you care about discipline? What does it actually do for you? That's a valid question, right? Before you invest in something, before you get into this discipline thing, what's the payout? Why would you do that? Discipline is what keeps you in the gym trying to build that muscle or lose that weight when you're tired and you don't want to do it anymore and things hurt. Or from eating that super delicious looking donut in the break room when you're on a diet. Or right now during this season, right? Discipline is what keeps you from going through your kid's entire candy stash from Halloween. Especially when you're trying to diet, right? I'm fighting that one right now. A lot of candy laying around my house. Discipline is what keeps me out of that bag because I'm trying to lose some weight. Discipline is what gets you out of bed at dark 30 to pursue that side hustle, or what keeps you from going drinking with your buddies when you really need to stay in and study for that exam or that new certification or whatever you're studying for. Motivation is really fickle. Inspiration fades, and that really great life-changing idea you had goes out the window faster than New Year's resolution without discipline. Those things will fail you almost every time. External drivers they don't hold up as the days and miles go by. Discipline is how great athletes reach their goals, and men like Elon Musk build the future, right? I mean, besides Twitter, which we're all reading about and seeing all over the news, he's trying to do what now? We're still trying to go to Mars and build a colony there, or is it some mag train? The guy is always trying to build something new and better the world, and I'm glad for that. Not saying he's perfect, but he's trying, I think. That's what it seems like. Discipline is how he achieves those things. The great thing about discipline is that it's a skill. It can be built, it can be learned, it can be experienced, and it can be grown and solidified and made stronger. You may struggle along the way, but here's the really big secret that everybody doesn't want to talk about is everybody struggles with building their discipline. Put in the reps and you will absolutely build your discipline. Warren Buffett said, we don't have to be smarter than the rest. We have to be more disciplined than the rest. Now, that's my argument for why you should practice discipline and grow your discipline, guys. And so I want to give you 9 steps to rinse and repeat that will help you build your discipline. Okay? So if you're driving, please don't try and write this down. But if you've got a second, pause the show, and get out a pen and paper and write these down. If you don't have the moment right now, if you're driving or something, listen to the show again later. Just listen to this piece. It's going to be a short show. And write down these 9 steps, and they will help you get on track to building your discipline. Number 1, find a solid why. It has to be emotionally significant. It will fail if it's not. You can't have some flimsy external motivation. You have to find your why you want to do this internally, or it's going to fall apart. It's got to mean something to you. Number 2, create a plan of attack. Okay. We talk a lot about setting goals. That's what we're talking about here. Create a plan, set the goals, set the pieces in place. Now break it into smaller pieces and track them. Now that you have your plan, number 3 is identify and remove those obstacles to those goals. Temptations, things that distract you, excuses. If you're trying to lose weight, get the crap out of the house, the junk food that you know is going to tempt you. If you're trying to spend more time studying, block out your schedule better. Remove the obstacles that you can see that are coming down the road for you chasing those goals. Number 4, make physical adjustments to make it easier. Pack your gear the night before. Set calendar blocks that are just solidly set. There's no wiggle room. And be sure and set reminders on them. Just personal experience. Set reminders so you get alerted, because I can get into something and totally blow off my calendar or forget things. Adjust your schedule. Put that pull-up bar where you walk by it all the time. Make physical adjustments to make it easier to accomplish your goals. Number 5 is make habits that support the plan. I want you to do them over and over and over again. Now, I hate to say I want you to do them, but you have to understand, if you do them for a week, it's not going to help. I was talking to a psychotherapist, I can't even pronounce what she was, neuropsychotherapist or something. And she said, bare minimum, 65 days to create a habit. Every day, guys. Do them over and over again. Small habits that support the goals you're trying to achieve. I promise this is getting to ahead of why, okay? Number 6, start small and build up to bigger goals as your discipline grows. Guys, we are all about success stacking, our win stacking on this channel. It's something I've talked about a lot, both on my live stream and on the podcast before. Stack little wins. As you stack little wins and get more wins under your belt, it's easier to conquer those bigger goals too. So start small and build the bigger goals as your discipline level grows. Number 7, get somebody to hold you accountable that you actually value and listen to. People blow this all the time. If it's somebody you easily blow off, they're not a good person to have as your accountability person. If it's somebody you don't listen to their advice anyway, not a good person to have as your accountability person. Okay, you need to have somebody who it matters when they speak to you to help you be accountable. Number 8, succeed, right? Now, you're like, whoa, Brent, we're jumping ahead. No, I want you to succeed. Small, right? Small goals, small steps, small things. Succeed at those. And number 9, I want you to do it especially when it sucks and you don't want to do it. This is really, really important because there will come a point where all these changes, you're too tired, it's too early, you're worn out. That is the most important time for you to do this. Do it especially when it sucks. Now, Brent, how does this help us? Well, this is how it builds discipline. Okay, let me walk you through why this works. The more you succeed, right, back to stacking wins, the more you succeed, the easier you're going to find it to stay on the path in other things. You can do crash plans like take an ice cold shower at the crack of dawn, or torture yourself with grueling workouts that just suck, man, and burn yourself. You're going to burn out. It's not actually going to build long-term discipline. This horrible advice, and I've seen it way too often on YouTube. Put in the reps and succeed over and over again. Stack wins. Now, as you succeed at small goals by following your plan, by following these steps, by following these stages as you go, as you make little wins, your brain will start to have more discipline because you're going to go, I followed this plan and I succeeded at this. I followed this plan, I succeeded at this. I followed this plan, I succeeded. And the more you succeed, the more wins you make with the little build as you go up, the easier it is to have the discipline and the faith in your plan to continue as your goals get bigger and bigger. Discipline will become your best friend because you will have the experience that tells you, if I go A to Z, if I follow these goals, if I follow this pathway, I'm going to succeed. Guys, be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you on the next one.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.